this could just be something that you guys do for us. I mean, and it shouldn't like take more time. It's just a matter of sharing with us what you're already doing. You know, I think it would go a long way to creating, I think it's good for you guys because it creates transparency. And the thing is that the thing that when there's limited information, people assume things are worse than they are. And so the easy way to fix that is simply to give them the information. You know, then they know that it's not, you know, they know what's going on. So it helps with fundraising, but I think it also helps in a general sense for the whole community and the council. So thank you.
Are we talking about Mary Yardley Bridge?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and just sharing the, yes, good old Mary Yardley, and sharing the project plans with the count, you know, making that part of our, in whichever form is easiest to include for us, you know, to be informed on the milestones and steps of where we are at any given time. We want to be in the loop.
Sure thing.
The paper part, so that people who are not in the council meeting can be given that, you know, that sheet and shown, okay, here's where we are.
Gotcha. Like the overall schedule of the project and things like that.
Yeah.
I think
whatever you're already using, not like a beautified, reformatted thing. Just here's the output.
Yeah, I understand. A part of the issue of why we haven't been able to show you something nice is that we had started using MS Office 365, and when you use that online, the MS project, it doesn't have a way to make a PDF of it, unfortunately. So you actually do have to convert it to like the desktop version of the project.
Oh, how about a link? Would that
I don't
work?
know if we can do links outside of our RV organization. I don't know. Do you know, Pat? I haven't tried to do that. I could certainly try.
Yeah. I mean, a link, or just like print literally you could print the web page like into it. You know how you can print
it
a
looks
PDF?
Terrible when I tried to do it, because we tried to do it for a different project of ours.
Yeah.
And eventually I was able to get a license for the desktop version. So I now have that as of 2 weeks ago. So I'd be more than happy to transfer it over, just because we are doing a fundraising effort and I understand how useful it is to see a time frame and see all that sort of stuff. So we have not finalized our grading plans yet because we are still waiting to get the additional survey work to tie into the elevation project that happened. So because that hasn't been completed yet, our timeline is just not set. Like until we have that finalized, it's very hard to kind of give exact dates for different things, but we are still on schedule for construction this summer, which is what we wanted to be on par with based off of our grant applications and the announcement schedules associated with that. So we're on schedule, but I can't have exact dates for most things. So I'll put ranges in, and maybe.
Yeah, I would think we understand that whatever is the, like basically, I think visibility, people are asking for visibility. And that's why if there's a way to create like I mean, for all projects, if there's a way that just, you're using Project 365, that's great. I mean, if there's a way, I think there are ways to create a public view only link.
Probably. I'm just personally unfamiliar.
We could share that, and
yeah,
we could. I mean, basically, I would love, not to say we have to do it to go this far, but could even be posted on the website, for example, at some point. Or so it's like, you know, because then there's no question. You know, it's like here it is. Here's everything going on, and
yeah,
you know, it creates a level of communication for those who want to dig that deep, that says, okay, all right, this looks good, you know, and I think it's good for everyone.
Okay, understood. I will definitely make that a priority to be able to send that in with our first 2021 engineering report, which is due on the 28th, because we are only doing a monthly report
right
at the beginning of the next month for the previous month.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, chart. Okay, cool. Also, I told Paula.
Oh, sorry. Can I just stay on the Mary Yardley Bridge? Susan sent me something from, it was called the Morris Canal Greenway. They just constructed a bridge. It's made of aluminum.
Okay.
It's interesting. I mean, it's too late to kind of shift, but the whole project, it's actually longer than our bridge too. And the whole project costs 36,000. And they have a way to do it
Wow.
without tying it to, I have some more, I could send you over the information. I don't know if it's too late to even look into. I mean, whenever we're down this path, but she sent it to me and just something that.
Well, no, I mean, we haven't purchased the bridge. Like if they found a better provider of aluminum bridge, like, yeah, for sure, we'll look into it.
And it
We,
doesn't use the same footings. It uses some type of other system to secure the bridge where you don't need extensive, footings and things like that that go into the, what do you call that base that's on the, I could send it to you. I don't know if it's anything that.
no, I mean, we
If you
still,
want.
we haven't touched much of the final design budget. We had stayed in the preliminary. So it might not be too late. It's definitely worth looking at. Please send it over,
Yeah,
especially
I'll forward you
How
all
much is our
the,
bridge?
the bridge itself is like just under 40.
Yeah, so
But
that's
then
the same
all of
price.
the site civil work and the survey stuff we had to do added on some with engineering. But then we have to remove the existing bridge and then there's grading work.
Right,
All in all, our whole project is like just over 200,000.
right. So I don't know if John, if 37, because that sounds like around the price of our bridge. So
Yeah, so that might
that
just be the
sounds, that
price of
might be
your
just the
actual
cost of the,
bridge.
no, it's significantly, I think the bridge itself was cheaper too. It was only 16,000.
oh,
20,000 in other cost. I could send it to you.
Yes.
And they do some kind of knit tie rod foundation. Eliminates the need for pilings and footings. I don't know. I could send it over to you and yeah.
Please do. It's at least worth looking at for sure. Whether or not it's applicable to our site and our type of soils and the existing structures we're
Yeah.
dealing with, I can't tell you, but we can certainly look at it. And it would be, especially if they were able to find a different manufacturer for the bridge, that is totally worth looking into. So
Yeah, I will send you the article on the bridge she sent, and then she had reached out to the, I guess, the township that had put it up. It's in Phillipsburg, it looks like. So I'll send you all that information. And
Was this bridge over the Delaware, or was this bridge like somewhere random?
I'll actually show you a picture of the bridge.
oh yeah,
'Cause, I mean,
do you
The
have
main issues we run
pictures?
into is because everything is over the Delaware. And
Yeah, I'll show you. It's actually over like wooded area. So here is screen share. Oh,
I'll make you host and then I think you can share. Or co-host.
let's see. Oh yeah, co-host would work.
Bye.
Yeah.
to cats and kids.
I know. And then here is basically, this is a look at the bridge. And this is a new bridge. And the total cost was 36,000, but I'll send you the information.
Where's Canal Greenway?
It spans total 60 feet.
Yeah, see, that looks like that's the cost of the bridge, not the whole project.
Yeah, go down a little more.
Yeah, she said that the total cost was 36.
Yeah,
I mean, that's,
15,000 for the bridge.
Approximate cost of the bridge of
21,000 was
15.
surveying, engineering, decking, and miscellaneous.
oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, wow.
So-
If they found a manufacturer for a $15,000 bridge, I definitely want to know where that came from.
Oh, and they said they have the manufacturer information too. She sent that, and she said it was really positive, and they had a really great experience. I can.
That's
forward you-
awesome. Good on her for finding that.
Yeah, and she,
Yeah,
Sure.
we don't have any experience with aluminum bridges. And so we were kind of just going off of the Gator Bridge that she had found and, did put out a buzz to the rest of the farm to see if anybody had any experience in their previous lives before coming to RVE.
yeah,
And really nobody did. That just isn't an application that we regularly use, but it seems to be more and more widely used and favorable, especially in the Parks Department. So yes, we'll definitely take a look at that. I can send it right over.
yeah. I'll forward that to Paul. I'll forward to everyone here.
Yeah,
I'll email it to you all, and you can check it out and just,
That'd be great. Yeah, we didn't purchase the bridge yet, so we can absolutely reach out to a different manufacturer and get their specs. We haven't submitted for permits yet because we haven't finished the survey work, so we are definitely not too far along to switch up if this is a better option, John, and
Okay.
could bring down the cost.
All right.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Anything else in Mary Yardley Bridge, or are we ready to move on to some of the other projects?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm ready to move on.
All right, cool. We got great news today on the North Main Street Sidewalk project. We got our ENS plan approved by Bucks County Conservation District. We got that letter today. So that's awesome. That'll just kind of hang out until we get the HOP from PennDOT. We already received our first round of comments on that. We're addressing them. Their first round of comments wanted to make it very clear that we do have to have the ADA ramp tie-in across from Cold Springs, which is something that we were already aware of, so it's really not new, but they did request more inlets. So as soon as we have a set of plans that show those additional inlets and make the ADA ramp super clear, we will set up that meeting we keep talking about with all of the impacted residents so that we can go over the plans. People can be very clear on where things are going to be put in relation to their driveways and their homes and whatnot, and get through that. I just received contact information today about who's been assigned to our project on the PennDOT side with regards to utilities, so that I can ask the question of whether or not there's an avenue for us to have all of the poles moved for the rest of the corridor, so we don't have to go through this again for phase 3. But I have been warned that it's very unlikely because it's not part of the existing project purview, but I'm gonna try. So we'll see if we can get them all moved.
Great.
But right now, there's a total of 12 poles that need to be moved for our current extent. So again, I'm still am being told that the utility has to pay for it. PennDOT signs an agreement saying that they agree that they need to be moved, but we, the consultant, are still responsible for the legwork with the utility company. So we will begin that process and hopefully get that underway in the spring so that it's ready come summertime when we want to go into construction. So,
Great. Great news.
and then that's really it. The only other ongoing issue we've got right now is the erosion problem as a result of the outfall coming off of the parking lot of ML7. Is that where the vault is? Am I remembering correctly? Yeah.
The tap room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they put in an outfall associated with their drainage system, and apparently its final placement was a little bit beyond of where the plans designated, and it has resulted in serious erosion along the bank of the stream there. Is it Silver? Do you remember the name of the stream there, Pat, when we were looking at those plans? It's like Silver Creek, maybe?
Silver Creek, I think it is.
Yes. And has resulted in the destabilization of a whole bunch of trees back there. And the owners of 18 Van Horn have been suffering because of this. So the ML7 parking lot expansion project hasn't fully closed out yet. It's closed out on our end. Like, we released the final financial security back in July. However, they hadn't closed out their NIPD's permit with the state. And so when they asked for our sign off, we had luckily already heard from 18 Van Horn being like, hey, we had a tree fall and we're a little bit concerned about this outfall. So mostly it's been Gilmore, the engineer that was hired by ML7, that's been handling this. We just have been providing oversight, and one of our inspectors has been out there while they're doing the work so that we can kind of be aware of everything. But Gilmore has been responsible for designing how to deal with it and address it. So they've been out there twice now. The last time was last Friday. I haven't gotten a write-up yet about whether or not what they did last Friday was sufficient. But I do know that it's kind of a twofold process. The first one was they were putting in a rock berm to try and divert the water from flowing right down the bank, but instead kind of pooling and then slowly going down. But then they still have to deal with all the erosion that has already occurred. But because we are not in the growing season right now, if they were to disturb anymore, that would just destabilize things more. So they're kind of in a holding pattern until it's growing season, and then they'll regrade everything and then put matting and seeding down to stabilize all that. So that probably is not going to happen until like end of March, early April. So I'll make sure that the homeowners understand that the work to address this is not complete yet, but there's a plan in place, and ML7 is still taking care of it.
Can I say something? I walk back there all the time. I live across from the vault.
Okay.
There's a waterfall back there. I don't know if you've ever been there.
You
And
talking about the one that is tied into the golf course?
yes,
Yeah.
it has a waterfall, and it was problematic even before the parking lot. They had a lot of things they had to do to try to secure that. And it's not just on the side where the houses are.
Yeah.
It's also on the other side of it, because like when we had the flash floods before, it really destabilizes it. I think you need to go back there and look, because it's not a great situation on both sides of it.
No, it's definitely not. When I went out there back in October, I noticed that there was some erosion happening on the other side of the culvert that's in place for the bridge associated with the road and the golf course. And I walked over and I tried to speak with somebody involved in their maintenance and wasn't really put in touch with anyone. And I don't know if we have like an ongoing contact at the country club, but I definitely would like to have them kind of furnish any type of inspection reports they're doing on their own to see what they've been doing to maintain that whole structure. Because you're right, there's quite a significant structure there. There's like a waterfall, there's a whole bunch of gaving and baskets and a whole bunch of other things there that it looks like they did to try and address it. But it's very clear that there's still significant flow going through that culvert during storm events. And then this new additional outfall isn't helping with the amount of flow that Silver Creek is experiencing. So definitely do need to do some follow-up on there. Paula, do we have a current country club contact?
I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Okay, cool. And then other than continuing to push forward with the Pico lot, I think those are our main active projects.
Yep, those are it.
So tonight, Matt, I don't know if you want me to say anything, since my assumption was that I'm still not talking tonight. It's not until the first February meeting that I'm going to give a report.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, that's the first February meeting. So yeah, there's nothing really like super pressing that needs to be addressed by council. So
No,
yeah,
we
no,
don't
you-
have anything we need people to vote on now, but
Yeah,
it is
so-
exciting that we got the
Yeah,
the permanent.
you can mention that. That's fine. Just, because that's great that we're making progress and moving forward, even with all this unfun COVID mess. But yeah, you can leave out the whole report, especially since there's not a massive amount that's doing until like the spring, when we're actually gonna, everything's gonna all happen at once, basically.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of moving parts this spring and summer, but all exciting.
Very. All right. Does anybody have anything else to discuss or bring up? Otherwise, we can call it a meeting.
Good to see
All
you.
right. Well,
Thank you.
everybody had their 10 seconds. All right. I'll see everybody at the council meeting tonight, and everybody have a good 30 minutes.
All right.
See you all
sounds
in a
good.
bit.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.